Now, today let me show you uh, recurring journals. What do you mean by recurring? Recurring are nothing but those which is going to occur again and again in our business. Example, every month we pay salaries to our staff. Every month we pay rent to our landlord. Every month we pay electricity bill, telephone bill, gas bill, so on. But mind you here, try to understand. If you talk about rent won't be changing for at least span of 1 year. Rent will be fixed for a span of 1 year. Rent generally won't change for 1 year. When you talk about telephone bill or when you talk about electricity bill, telephone bill, every month it is going to change. This month let us assume that I got some 500, next month I may get 5,000. Telephone bill or electricity bill, it's purely based on usage. The more you use, the higher bill you get. But telephone bill, when you pay, the entry will be what? Telephone bill account data to cash account. When you talk about electricity bill account data to cash account. Telephone bill account data to cash account, electricity bill account data to cash account. Next month also the entry would be the same. There is no change in the entry. But where is a change? The change in the amount. Now when you talk about rent will be fixed. Rent account data to cash account. The amount will be fixed. The entry also will be fixed. Whereas telephone bill or electricity bill, the entry is fixed but amount is not fixed. So here you see rent account data to cash account. One is standard we are talking now. User knows the entry as well as amount, both user knows. That we call it as what? Standard we call. We know the entry, we also know the amount. When we know both put together, that is called as what? We call it as a standard. Whereas when you talk about telephone bill, you see the entry is fixed but amount is not fixed every month. The entry next year or next month or after 1 year also the entry there is no change. Telephone bill account data to cash account only you will get. But how about the amount? The amount will vary from journal to journal. This month to next month to the coming month. So user knows only the entry but user do not know the amount, which is called it as what? Skeleton. Standard we know entry as well as amount. When you get into the formula, User is going to use some formula within the entry. Here you see rent account DR. I gave 2,40,000 divided by 12. 2,40,000 divided by 12 is what? I'm trying to create rent per annum. Here I'm using some arithmetic operator called as divided by. So 2,40,000 divided by 12. Divided is arithmetic operator. So 2,40,000 divided by 12 will get 20,000 for debit. I will also make sure that I will get cash account 20,000 credit. User is going to use some formula within the entry. What is the formula that I'm using? The formula is something divided by something. A into B A divided by B, or something divided by something. Here 2,40,000 divided by 12. So 2,40,000 is per annum and divided by 12 is what? Per month. So 2,40,000 divided by 12. So here arithmetic operator can be plus, can be into, can be minus, can be divided by. Is this clear? So we have three totally. One is standard, skeleton, other one is formula. User is going to use arithmetic operators like this. Okay. So let us start our journey with rent journal. That is standard journal will go. Journal define recurring. Here you see we are going to define the batch and journal. Rent recurring batch. Rent recurring journal. Batch, then journal. Rent is a payment, I take category as a payment. So I require to give the batch. Batch will have journal. Rent is a payment. Batch will have journal. Journal will have lines. I go to lines. Company 1, department 1. Paid rent. I'm going to give 12,000. Debit. I say down arrow. Line 2. $12,000 for this. Line 1, C1, D1, E1. E1 is a rent. 12,000. Line 2, C1, D1, 803 cash account, 12,000. So line 2, 12,000. Even line 1 also I gave 12,000. Line 1 12,000, line 2 12,000. rent account 12,000, cash account also 12,000. After creating this, you see batch got journal, journal got lines, 2 lines. Now, how to generate the entry? You see this is a setup we made. Once we made the setup, we need to generate the setup. You see journal, generate, reckoning. I'm asking my system to generate the entry now. So I already created a batch, journal and journal lines. Now it will ask you for which period you want to create the journal. I want to create the entry for January. Select the period here, highlight it. Here you see request ID, top right side, nothing will be there. Click on generate. You say generate, request number will be generating. So now system would create entry for January because we requested the system to create entry for January. So batch will be displayed automatically. Select the period for which you want to generate. Now system would create entry for January. Let's see the entry. Journal entry, January fine. You see system is going to create one unposted journal. Top you see rent recurring batch, rent recurring journal, created by recurring journal entry program. Here you see source, source is what? Recurring. Every time you see what is the source?
Manual.
Why you are not seeing manual?
Because the system created the entry.
This entry created by the system. The entry not created by the user. What else you see? Everything is okay?
No, the cash account, it says debit. It should be in the credit side.
So it is unposted journal, right? Can you able to make the changes?
Yep.
And second line, put it in a credit side before you post it. Can you able to put it or not?
Yeah.
You can remove this, you can put it because it is unposted journal. You see here just now, unposted journal. But if I am going to put it, what system will sleep or what? Why should I put? A system has to put, right?
So the reverse, it says switch debit to credit.
Let me edit. Let me okay, let me not delete this. I go to journal, define, recurring. For cash account, I'll put minus 12,000. What is it? For second line, minus 12,000.
It will go into credit.
Just a second. Just give me a second.
Sure.
I'm giving what? Minus I'm giving. Minus 12,000. For line 2. Not for line 1. Line 2 I give minus 12,000. I saved it. Journal, generate, recurring. I'm generating it for February. Highlight it, generate it. The number. So select the period, highlight it, click on generate.
Now, one quick question. When we say recurring, we should be giving some parameter for cutoff date also, right? Right?
Can you come again, Harsha?
Let's say when we are saying recurring, we should be giving a cutoff date also, right? So many months or so many.
You can't able to give any cutoff date here. It won't ask you anywhere any cutoff date here.
So it will automatically take the 12,000 every month, or
Every month it will take 12,000. It won't take anything. Only when you generate it will take.
okay. So we need to generate every month. Okay.
Yes. Now I generated for February.
Yeah.
Now let us go and see the entry. For which period it would create entry? This is this gentleman, is this okay?
Yeah.
So how you got the credit?
Minus 12,000.
When you put minus sign, you will get automatically
Credit entry.
credit. This is okay, both of you?
Yeah.
Then shall we go with something else now?
Yep.
Harsha, is it okay?
Yes, right.
Let me show you skeleton now. Journal, define, recurring. purchase, recurring batch, purchase recurring journal, category I take purchases, then I go to lines, C1, D1, E03. What is E03? Purchases. Save, down arrow, made purchases, paid cash. If you are going to see line 1, down no amount, line 2 also no amount, line 1 no amount, line 2 also no amount. For both no amount I gave. Just give entry, accounting entry C1, D1, E03, that is purchases, C1, D1, A03, that is cash. Without indicating any amount, I'm just giving line 1, line 2. Debit amount, credit amount. Debit is purchase, credit is cash. Without debit amount, without any credit amount. Batch, journal, purchase recurring batch, purchase recurring journal. Click on lines, line 1, line 2. Is this clear?
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
So let us generate the journal. Journal, generate, recurring. For which period you want to generate it. So you can see both the batches. Now I'll go with purchase recurring batch. I would like to generate for January. You highlight it, click on generate, you get request number, go to view request, find, it's completed. January we generated. I go with journal enter. January find. There is a 2 unposted journals are there, but first one you see its categories purchases. Purchase account, data to cash account, no debit, no credit, debit is 0, credit is 0. Purchase recurring batch, purchase recurring journal, created by recurring journal entry program, debit, no amount, credit, no amount, which is called as skeleton we call. What we call skeleton, where user knows only the amount, the user knows only the entry but not knowing the amount. Is this clear? So now we require to enter the amount manually. The user required to enter the amount manually. System is not going to take any amount because it is called as skeleton. When you talk about telephone bill also, the entry will be created by the system. Telephone bill or electricity bill entry will be created by the system. Only amount you require to give. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Now let us see the last one. the formula. Now before I go to formula, now you see I go to journal, define recurring. I got created two batches. One is purchase recurring batch, one is rent recurring batch. Now I go to edit, I open this, I say control plus F11. Control plus F11 get me the batch which you already created. Control plus F11. After that you see I go to edit, delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes. Again rent, I go to edit, delete. Yes. So you see I deleted two batches. Rent I deleted, salary I deleted, rent I deleted, one more is purchase I deleted. After deleting these batches, what will happen to those journals which you already generated by the system? Those entries will get deleted automatically or not. Using this batch, purchase recurring batch, rent recurring batch, we already created a couple of journals. Those journals will be there, or those journals.
I think they will be deleted.
Can you come again?
I think they will be deleted because batch is deleted, journals also will be deleted, right?
Journals also should get deleted.
Yes, journals come into batch only.
I think
The journals which already got created won't get deleted. So the batch got deleted, the journals will be there, please. The journal already created using that batch. There is only template. Using the template, the entry got created, but the entry won't be deleted. Here you see skeleton, 0, purchase. The entries will be there, please. It won't get deleted. Now I go to edit. If I delete this entry, again I go to edit. If I delete this entry, again I go to edit. I delete the entry. Unposted journals only can be deleted. So now you deleted, yes, now the entries got deleted. Simply deleting the batch, the entries, don't think the entries will get deleted. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Journal, define, recurring. I'm using same, I'm recreating same thing, rent recurring batch, rent recurring journal, category will be payments, rent recurring batch, rent recurring journal, category payments, go to lines. I take C1, D1, E1, E1 is what? Rent. I am giving 2,40,000. $2,40,000 divided by 12. 2,40,000 divided by 12. What would be the output? 20,000.
20,000.
20,000 for line 1. So line 1 it's a debit or credit?
Debit.
How can you say?
Because it's a positive value. It's not negative.
Yes. Being the positive value, it is going to be debit. If I put it as minus 2,40,000, this would have been going and sitting in the credit side. Now I say down arrow. Instead of line 2, I am not going to give line 2, I am going to give 9999. What is this 999? We'll see, but don't give 2 nines or 3 nines, only 4 nines is going to work. C1, D1 as usual, cash account. The account remains same, there is no change in the account, C1, D1 cash account only. C1, D1 cash account only. But instead of 2, I am giving double line. double line, same cash account I am giving. So line number 1, C1, D1, E01. E01 is what? Rent. Entered by the user is what? Entered by the user is 2,40,000 divided by 12. 2,40,000 divided by 12 is what? You will get 20,000 output, that is a debit. Then down arrow, double line cash account. Double line cash account. Double line is called as offset account. OFF offset account. What this offset account it is going to do, let us see. But line 1 output is what? 2,40,000 divided by 12, you will get 20,000 output. Let me generate this. Journal generate recurring. For which period you want to generate? Let me generate for January. Highlight it. January, highlight it, click on generate. You get number. So we requested the system to create the entry for January period. Let's go and see whether the system has generated the entry or not. Journal enter. Jan find. Unposted journal. 20,000 debit, 20,000 credit. Line 1 we give 20,000. Line 2 also you see, being we give double line offset account, what it will do, whatever the output of the debit is 20,000, same thing it is going to copy, but put it in the opposite side. It has become debit, automatically it is going to display in a credit. Being line 1 output is debit, the same amount 20,000 debit, same amount it is going to put it in a other end, that is credit, it is going to put.
Is there any other difference between like the using negative 20,000 entry as opposed to
Can you come again, Sukumar?
with that offset account 9999?
Okay.
Is there any other difference other than just switching debit to credit?
It is going to copy the same amount and put it in opposite side. That is the behavior. Not only that, one more behavior is there that I'll tell you.
Okay.
Now I'll go to journal, define, recurring. I'll go to lines here. This I'll put minus 2,40,000. When I put minus 2,40,000, what will happen to this?
Will go into credit.
It will become credit.
So line 1 will go and sit in credit. Then what will happen to line 2? Line 2 is not, we don't have line 2, we got double line. What will happen to double line?
It will come to debit.
Yes.
Okay.
I take February, highlight it, generate it, you got number. So now February, we'll see the entry for February. Line 1 went to credit, automatically double line has come to debit. This is clear?
Yes, sir.
You see, if I am going to put the entry like this, what is that entry? Rent account DR, telephone account item DR, telephone freight account DR, telephone tax account DR. I am going to give 10,500, 250, 250. Then I am not going to give any credit here. If I will give only double line cash account, I will give. No amount I am going to give. System is going to sum up all the three debits and it is going to show it as 11,000 here. So double line is an offset account which is going to sum up all the debits, not only single debit, it is also going to sum up the multiple debits and it is going to show as a credit. Forward, gentlemen.
Yes, I have a question. If there is, let's say in the line 2, for let's say instead of debit it's credit, it's a 250 credit. So does the offset account
Give it and see what will happen. Line 1 you give debit, line 2 you give credit of 250, then you give double line and you simulate and see what you get.
I'm assuming the credit will be 10,500. But
You give it and see, right, what will happen.
okay.
Shall I proceed? Yes, gentlemen, I am not in a position to proceed. Why? Because my power is down. And also, we don't have power backup now. So today, yesterday only the power problem has started. I didn't remember, I didn't charge my laptop. We will have it in the evening, please. My evening.
Okay, so again, the time at 7 p.m. you said?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine by me.
Okay,
It'll be
So
8:30 for you, Harsha.
Okay.
8:30 a.m.
Tomorrow morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care. We'll catch up tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Alright.
Thanks, I. Bye.
Okay,
Harsha.
bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. Suma.
The organizer has ended the session.